Hey, welcome to Stampin' Up with a Crafty Chick. This is the first of our series called 1st and 15th. And on the 1st and 15th of every month, I will be posting a video showing a project or two, and it may be pre-recorded and it may be live. And this first one, we don't have any pre-order kits, but I will be putting at the end of each video an option and a link to pre-order the kit for the next class. And so let's see, this one we're doing today is At Home With You, and we're going to make a card and a tag. So we have a very simple and a little bit more advanced, or we should say intermediate project to choose from. So welcome, and let's go ahead and get started. I will also include below a link to my blog that lists all the items you need to make this. Now this is my prototype, and yours the project today will look similar to this, but probably come out better. So basically what I have here is some designer series paper from Love What You Do, and then I'm also using this pink powder, and back here is the Old Olive, and that's Old Olive, and we're using raspberry, rich raspberry. And then when you open the door, we're going to fix that so you don't see that. But when you open the door, you will see that I feel at home with you. And this is vellum. This is what we're going to make pretty much. And you will need either some markers or the watercolor pencils, which is what I'm using here to color in these doodads. And I think we're going to put a plant or something down here as well. So let's get started on making a beautiful card. And I almost forgot, we're going to do the background a little different than I did on mine. I don't have a brick background, so I actually just scored this by hand. But for the purposes of this video, we're just going to go ahead and use this tufted because it is absolutely gorgeous, and I've been wanting another excuse to use this. Here is a piece of powder pink, which I may have inadvertently called pink powder. Yes, sometimes I get a little bit crazy with the names of the paper, I forget, but this one is powder pink. We're going to cut this one to be 4 inches, right? 4 inches. No, 3 and 3/8 by 5. Let's see, 3 and 3/8 by, I need to use a different ruler so I can see. 3 and 3/8 by, yeah, by 5 1/4. If we need to cut it down a little bit, we can. You can never add on, but you can always take off. So let's cut this 5 1/4 by 3 7/8. There we go. And that does not at all look like it. What did I do wrong? 3 7/8. I don't know how to measure. Sorry, I was looking at something else while cutting it, so don't do that either. Okay, 5 1/4 by 3 and, I'm sorry, did I say 7/8? Okay, I'm just gonna take a deep breath. This has been a very long day. 5 1/4 by 3.75, or 3 3/4. Okay. Now that we've got that right, we also want some rich raspberry, which we're going to cut as well. that we're going to cut to be 4 inches by 2.5. So 4 inches. Actually, I'm going to do this side by 2.5 because it's the skinnier side. 2 1/4, 2.5. And we'll do 4 this way. Okay, so this will be the background. This is where the background of the door, and then the door is going to be whatever size the thinlet is. So I'm using this double-sided piece of paper from the Love What You Do series paper. And then we're also going to cut another piece. Forgot I have to do the inside of the door. And that is going to be, let's see, this one was 4. Oops, I made this a little bit long. That's okay. So that was 2.5 by 4. Oops, yeah. And, okay, I want to make a couple of those. So now I've got 2 of those. All right. And we're going to get another piece of this powder pink, and we're going to do it, we're going to cut it also 4 by 2.5. We'll probably have to trim it up in a minute, but that's actually going to go behind, and that's going to be the inside. So we have powder pink rich raspberry, 4 inches by 2.5 inches, and a powder pink that is 5 inches by 3 3/4. So far, you with me so far? And just pause the video if you want to stop and do anything. That's the beauty of watching it on YouTube. You can just stop whenever you want. And I need to get a piece of old olive. And we're going to use this for our card. So this will be cross 5.5. And score it at 4 1/4. Don't cut it, score it. Then we can just fold that, and that's going to be the inside of our card. Okay? Perfection. And I like to use my bone folder. That way it's a nice, and you don't have to press real hard. It's nice, clean, so it stays shut. I don't like it to be flopping open. There. That way it only opens a little bit. Okay. Now we have that part of our card. Here is the hard part, which I'm going to try to make as easy as possible for you. Showing you a trick. Did I already take out my ink? There it is. No wonder I can't find it. It's right here. Okay. So yes, this is the Retired Basic Black Classic Stamp Ink Pad. And right now, you can buy this lovely Memento. But mine is old and a little dried out. And this is nice and juicy. So I'm using this. But it is currently retired. Okay, I'm going to show you a good little trick. Now I'm going to juice up. Oops, I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry, my desk is a mess. I've got 3 projects going at once. I'm doing Thanksgiving cards, Christmas cards that some people are paying me to make, and this project. So it's a little bit busy. I'm using this door, and I'm using this large, what number is it? I don't know, because I have this little handy dandy. Does it say which one it is? I thought this one said. I have a really neat little kit. It has all the different blocks on it, any size you could want. And this is available from Stampin' Up. And it has a nice little foam piece so that they don't break. And you just put it together like a cute little suitcase. And I'm trying to figure out which one that is. I thought maybe it had letters and numbers on it, but it does not. So I'm using one that just fits this size. It should have it on the side, but I have bad eyesight. Oh yes, E. Okay, we're using E. And I am going to ink, and ink some more. And yes, I'm inking on a pattern paper. I like this pattern. I thought it would look good for a door. And I'm going to ink where I have plenty of side on either side of the ink, the photopolymer stamp, because I'm going to then place my die cut on top of that. Where's my window? Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. I was playing with this yesterday. I surely hope didn't lose my window. It's tape everywhere. Here it is. Okay. So, I use dollar store washi tape for this. So I'm going to start from the inside and move my way out. What I'm doing is I'm taking this little piece that looks like this out of the kit, and I'm going to put it cut side down. See, that's cut side up, and that's cut side down. Cut side down right on top of where I stamped the window. And I'm going to tape that stinker right on so it does not come off. Now I'm going to take my inside square. So when you take it out of the package, it looks like this. Okay, we're going to take the little one, and I'm not going to tape it yet. I'm just going to place it again, cut side down, with one exception. Do you see this has no cut? That is the beauty of the door. That is how we get the door to open and close without coming off the hinge. So you want to make sure that this flat part is on the side where the hinge is going to be. But I'm not going to tape it down just yet because it's a little bit tricky to line that up and this. Maybe not for some people, but it is for me. So I like to do it right the first time so I don't have to keep going back and doing it again. This is, to me, this is the trickiest part of all of this entire project, is lining this up. Okay, whoops. And I do not edit my videos at all. Why? Because I think it makes us all feel better to see others flail a little bit and struggle. When I watch videos and people do it perfectly, I think, oh my gosh, see how perfect they are? I could never do that. And when I watch videos where people are kind of human and they experience the same issues I do, I feel so much better about my project coming out a little goofy. So this, I'm telling you, this is like the hardest part for me. And let's see. Okay, so I think what I have to do is line this up right here. So we're going to line this up here, making sure our flat uncut side is to the left, or that our Sizzix is at the top. See the words, the Sizzix? And I'm going to line it up with that right there. And I'm hoping that will keep it straight all the way around. And then I'm going to put this one so that the bottom lines up right under it. And I've got these sides where you can see a little bit of the stamp set just inside. Do you see that? So it's just hugging that. And I'm going to get some more tape to put on that. I'm not sure where my tape went, but I'm just going to find something to use here. Okay. Oops, that's almost the same color as the paper. I better be careful. All right, so that's how we're going to do that. And see, I like to have it taped to the gills because I do not want any slippage. That's so frustrating. My paper is very valuable to me, so I certainly don't want to waste any. Now I pulled back a little bit so I could get this monster in here. Let's see if we can get you to see this. I've got some limited room, so we're going to try to make it work. And I wonder if I can get this to stand up a little bit higher without it falling down. Yay! All right, this is how I'm doing my sandwich. You can do it however you want. But I saw this idea from someone else's video, and frankly, I love it. It seems to be working great. Keeps my stuff from, my plates from warping. So I take one. This has already been used. The one she did doesn't have any scratch marks on it. Anyway, putting this one at the bottom. Yeah, that's different. Taking my magnetic platform only, putting that down, and this will go on top. See, this is cut all to heck, but that's okay because this is pretty sturdy. This is not going to bend or warp or anything. This lady's idea was amazing. So then, now I already have my die with the cutting part facing down, right? Now all I have to do is just plop it right on here. The problem I used to have is when I tried to put it on upside down and it would shift on the paper or whatever. Right there, it's snug as a bug in a rug. It is on there tight. And then you always want to put your top clear plate on top between the pressure and the frame. You don't have to do it twice. I just do it because I have a lack of room behind me, so nowhere to pull it out. And there you have it. It works beautifully. Now I'm going to take my tape off. See, no rips. Take this out of the way. And we can see